Thanks, guys. Hey, RG Nation, Brian Durham and Jackie Sparby here. Today we are going to talk about teams, team registration, and some of the things that we see going on with them. So Jackie, as you know, we've been getting a lot of questions about teams. As the market continues to shift, I think we're going to continue to see more movement towards teams, some of them continuing to grow bigger, people wanting to start their own teams. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the team registration and how that works here at RG?
Realty Group, as the brokerage, has to approve the team and the team name. And that's a requirement under Minnesota Statute Chapter 82. So anyone thinking of starting or joining a team should definitely reach out to the brokerage and look into what approval has already been given, what's exactly needed, and we're happy to help with that.
And I know we've been asked to help run some team names to make sure that they are going to be not taken already. We did have a little bit of an issue a few months ago with that, where there was another large team here in Minnesota, and we had a team that started up and their names were a little bit confusing. So we helped get them through that. What other things are going to be important when you have a team as far as advertising?
People have a close eye on advertising. Advertising is everywhere. Social media is advertising. I can't say that enough. And you can include your team name in your advertising only if Realty Group has approved your team and your team name, and the brokerage's name must also be included. So you have your team name in your advertising, but you also still need to have Realty Group's logo, or at least a statement referring to Realty Group. The logo is an easy way to do it. The Realty Group logo has to be clearly and conspicuously displayed. You hear those buzzwords, and that's where it applies. It's to the placement of the brokerage logo in your advertising, even if you're also advertising as a part of a Realty Group team.
I know for my team, we go real estate brokered by Realty Group, just because it's super clean, easy to see, nothing that can be said there that it's misleading. And I would invite a lot of the team leaders out there to kind of look into that. Also, I think it's important that team members make sure that they're putting that out there too. And that goes for our individual agents too. I know it's brought to my attention every once in a while when there's a post out there and there's no RG and no picture with RG's logo in it or anything, but if you click back, then you go to their main page and then you'll see the RG logo. Does that one-click rule apply in social media?
Really, the most important thing to remember in team advertising is that your team advertising cannot give consumers the impression that the team is a or the brokerage. It has to be clear that it's a Realty Group team.
Like I say, I think the easiest way to do that is just say brokered by, powered by, however you want to make it your own. But when you use that by Realty Group, it really cuts right to the chase. There's no question about who the broker is at that point.
Another big component of being on a team is having the opportunity to share information, get access to clients if you're a newer team member, and have that sort of sharing that you might not have as an individual agent. But there are some important agency implications that agents need to remember even when they're a part of a team. So specifically, let's say you've got one client of a team member that is interested in another team member's client's property. Those clients are both represented by agents that are on the same team, but it's still a dual agency situation. So in that instance, neither agent can advocate for or negotiate against the other, and both those agents still need to remember that they have a fiduciary obligation to maintain confidential information of their client. So even though those agents are a part of the same team, they can't tell each other, what the seller's lowest price is, what the buyer's highest price is. They can't talk about the party's motivations. Those things are still confidential with that agent, even though they're on the same team.
And that can get extra dicey when you're not only at the same brokerage, but the same team within the brokerage, and you see each other all the time, you're talking to each other all the time. We really have to make sure that we remember that when we're doing that dual agency, you can't negotiate for one side over the other, and you have to maintain that confidentiality. And it can get hard, but it's important to keep yourself out of trouble and not have issues later down the road to make sure that you are doing that. So
yes.
That's a great point. As a team leader, talk to me a little bit about some of those things with having them still be independent contractors within the brokerage.
Even agents that are team members on a Realty Group team are still independent contractors of Realty Group. They're not employees of Realty Group, and they're not employees of the team. So team leads want to be sure to treat their team member agents as independent contractors the same way the brokerage treats all agents as independent contractors.
All right, Jackie, those are all great points, not only for our team leads, but our team members. So thank you very much for making sure that we get that information out. And thank you, RG, for tuning in. If you have any questions, remember you can always call Broker Services. That number is below. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.